ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Holy Ghost Prep, specifically the Dwayne Athletic Complex, where we have live Holy Ghost Prep varsity action between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the Kennett High Blue Demons. I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Steven Zaglin.
And we have live coverage again coming to you live from Holy Ghost Prep. After Nazareth took on Archbishop Wood earlier today, we now have our second soccer stream of the day. This one, the main event, and our primetime game. It's currently 0-0, as again I forgot to hit the go live button to start the stream. And so far it has been Brian Palma Ortiz, Rowan Skinner, and JP Teixeira exchanging touches for Kennett as they currently have the ball again.
And it's been a very high-paced match so far for both sides. Both have had some scoring opportunities, not many shots, but they've both had pretty open runs to the goal.
For HGP, the man touching the ball the most has been Sean Fleming, along with Mike Cancellieri at midfield.
Oh, nice pass.
And here's a pass to the middle. Massimo Chalco off-speed shot. And that one scooped up by your starting goaltender today for Kennett High School, Jonathan Mendez. As Mendez versus Tim Devine. Mendez in his black uniform, Tim Devine in his aquamarine. Still 0-0 through 12 minutes and 12 seconds of game action in this first half. Quick turnover along the far side of the field, cutting back and forth all the way through down the sideline.
Oh, nice save.
And what a save by Tim Devine, going full send, parallel the turf, able to evade any type of action in front.
If that ball got past Devine, there very well could have been another Kennett player to, go and shoot it in. So very good play by Devine there.
Devine patrolling the inside of his box. He's going to pressure it out. Sets it up for a kick. It's a line drive, low-hanging pass all the way over to Mike Cancellieri. He drops off Brendan Lawson. Lawson to the far side, gets the return feed out in front of the Kennett bench. Lawson on the drop-off. Lawson to Matt Cancellieri. And that's going to go out of bounds. Matt Cancellieri scored the game-winning goal Friday night on the opening night of Dwayne Athletic Complex, where I also forgot to hit the go live button. Cancellieri made it 1-0 over Lansdale Catholic. That would be the final score, and improved HGP's home record to 1-0 as it was their first home game of the year, and it improved their one-goal differential record to 1-4, as they had lost the previous 4 games that were determined by 1 goal.
Oh. No, what? Wow.
No whistle there as a Firebird and a Blue Demon went down.
I guess they thought you both ran into each other, so we're not going to whistle.
Yeah. Up along the far side is Luke Williams. And that's going to be whistled off. So records coming into today, Kennett High is 1-3. They've been outscored 10-3 in their 4 games. Meanwhile, HGP comes in 2-5, again 1-0 at home because of the Matt Cancellieri game-winning goal. Oscar Herrera takes the drop-off. And drops out to Tim Devine. Had to take a quick pause there, but it's going to go out of play up along the far side in between the benches by the scorer's box. Score currently remains 0-0 with 25 minutes and 25 seconds to play in this first half. 40 more minutes of action coming up in the second half, in addition to those 25. It took both teams, specifically HGP, until the 12th to last minute of the game to get their first goal. And it's lofted down Mason Deanna, the sophomore defenseman. And Deanna's got the benefit of the whistle. So HGP is going to have a free kick. The ball was backed up, but Herrera doesn't seem to mind. Herrera drops it off. Line drive shot towards the net.
Wow.
Header away.
Great play.
And great defense by Kennett High. So unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see this corner kick. We're going to have to take a pause on the camera for the moment to try to fix the lag that's been going on our stream. You still have audio working perfectly fine, but no camera for the next minute to 2 minutes or so. Here comes the line drive corner kick back into the back corner, and it misses everything. And it's going to go out of play. It's a goalie throw-in for Mendez. Camera's back up and running. We're good to go. And quality control is good to go.
Well, I'll say this, Kane. At least we can actually see the scoreboard. That helps.
Yeah, in the Naz Wood game, the scoreboard was turned off, and we were guessing a lot of the time. Score was easy to keep track of, but time,
it was
not
the time,
so much.
Yeah.
Length of the field, heave all the way down. Brendan Lawson, the sophomore midi. He's going to truck it back over to Tim Devine from the top of his own box. Tim Devine, a low-hanging line drive up to the top. Head-butted back down. Now HGP a 1-on-3 disadvantage. Looking for a reset. 53. Who's not on our roster. He's going to check it back. Lawson a spin. Lost possession of the ball for the moment. He goes right back after it, but it won't matter. It's a turnover for HGP. Kennett takes over. And both sides have had a couple turnovers so far today. Tim Devine checks it out to Oscar Herrera. It's going to go out of bounds off the foot of Devine. So it's an inbound for Rowan Skinner. Skinner, the junior, drops it off to Morgan Pelletier. And Pelletier, the sophomore, checks it back into the corner by the far side. Over by the nearest of lights to us. Now cut back to the middle, and that's going to be a handball.
Yeah.
Going down was JP Teixeira, and the ball will hit him on the hand as he went down. Pardon me, that's Kevin Aon. Now Kevin Aon getting his name called for the first time today. Teixeira has got his name called a lot, but that was not him on the handball.
That's a little lucky for him. I mean, he's on the ground and it hits his hand. He can't really do much about that.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen that happen a lot. Sean Fleming starts the ball. Fleming's forced to back it up to exactly the midfield line. Fleming lures in Ramos. And Ramos is the one that has a slow ground ball kick over to Fleming. Fleming is outrun to the ball and ran over in front of the Kennett bench. There will be a whistle. And it will, in fact, go against Kennett. HGP takes possession on the far side of the field. Right on the sideline in front of the Kennett High School bench. And HGP will inbound. It appears to be Fleming again.
Oh, a free kick right on the edge. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was. Fleming
Fleming
a line drive kick towards the net. It was deflected out. Now a quick turnover, and HGP almost took advantage of Fleming getting his own rebound. Fleming finds Massimo Chalka, the senior. And Chalka's shot, or maybe even pass, that was just kind of haywire everywhere, and it goes out of play. Here comes the quick inbound from Kennett High.
Wow.
What a shot. A powerful kick all the way down by Brendan Lawson. And Lawson is able to get credit for the clear, but it will go out of bounds. And Lawson took that personally.
That he did.
Rowan Skinner, the sophomore. The junior Skinner lost it out of play. And now Fleming drops it off to Mason Deanna. And now Deanna and Fleming are going to have an opportunity.
Now they're right next to our cameraman, Brandon Bass.
Yep.
So that'll be a good shot.
So now all of a sudden it winds up in the hands of Anthony Ramos. So Ramos will get credit for the inbound now. Ramos heaves it in towards the net. A great throw. It headed up in the air. Cancellieri might have it come down in front of him. He does not. It's going to go all the way out to the side. Brendan Lawson will watch it go out of bounds. Both teams pointing fingers, but it's going to get the benefit of Kennett. And Kennett will inbound. Here's the inbound to the side. It went back to Morgan Pelletier. Pelletier to the middle. And it goes right
Oh,
to
nice play.
Kevin
Oh,
Ayon.
yeah, that's a foul.
And Ayon, we whistle for the foul. Foul is called. Herrera was fouled.
Yeah.
It was Joshua Grunwald whistled off.
Oh.
And now a line drive shot. That one is snuffed out.
Oh, they both kind of tripped each other up there.
And then a whistle in the middle again. That one could have gone against either side, but it's going to go against Kennett.
That's like a tough call to make because they both kind of fell, you know?
Yeah,
So it's kind of just like, I guess whoever initiated it.
There's a line drive shot towards the net, but offline.
I mean, had enough power, just kind of off direction.
Yeah, the shot came from Sean Fleming. And that was from midfield, so Fleming could hit a half-court shot if needed. Jonathan Mendez to send it out. Starting goalkeeper for Kennett today. Mendez lofts it up to the emblem at midfield. It's going to trickle past Herrera. Sent back towards the net by Anthony Ramos. Ramos down the field. Picked up by Sean Fleming. Fleming has the ball hewed up in the air. It goes right back to him.
Oh, my Lord.
Fleming lost control of it. And now Massimo Chalco trying to track down the ball. He's in double coverage, and it won't work out.
That's a nice pass.
Yeah, it was a very smooth pass up the field to Rowan Skinner.
Wow.
And Skinner's pass is deflected high away and onto the track. And it somehow will stay on the track. Loco's going to go way into the stands.
So did I.
There's the one bounce pass out to Rowan Skinner.
Ooh.
Skinner took a hit.
Wow, that may have been a penalty.
Yeah, it probably was a penalty. It's sent all the way back down. Massimo Chalca tracks it down, and Chalca will pin it off a Blue Demon. It'll be a goalie throw-in for Tim Devine. Devine and ground ball over Oscar Herrera. Herrera maybe mishit that one on the sideline, but the job gets done as he finds his man Mason Deanna. But Deanna forces a turnover. Now Herrera with redemption, and he's going to line that one to the side.
Wow.
And it'll stay in bounds. Wow, what a good job tracking
Great
on the
hustle.
far side by Ramos. Moving up the field are the Firebirds. Here's Fleming. Fleming is open down the field. Opportunity for HGP.
Oh, good play
but
there.
Scooped up by Jonathan Mendez. Mendez, a heave all the way down. Picked up by Morgan Pelletier.
I don't want to jinx anything, but 15 minutes in, Devine hasn't really had much action so far. Besides the occasional goalie kick. Oh, yeah. Sorry, folks. I'm here for the commentating, not for the math.
So you can't see area head ball. Moving it up. He's going to drop it off to Daniel Salasia. And Salasia on the drop. He was right back to Dylan Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart to the Cancelleries. Cancelleri all the way down the field. Here's a line shot to the middle. Fleming turned away. Rebound shot in front. That one loose.
Shot it right there.
And Mike Cancelleri can't believe there wasn't a foul called.
Yeah, same here.
Fleming drops it off. Brendan Lawson picks up the loose change. Lawson on the drop off. Taken down as Logan Stewart. And now taken down as the Blue Demon. They exchange takedowns. Neither one is whistled, so no harm, no foul.
Football game.
Now here comes HGP. On the move again. Cancelleri looking for redemption. Didn't quite get there. Turnover, Cancelleri.
That's
that's going to be a whistle.
Yeah.
Chalca and Cancelleri both with whistles against them today. And one apiece specifically. .15-12 to play in this first. Rowan Skinner, the junior. Skinner drops it off. Fleming now for HGP. Fleming looking for Cancelleri, led him a little bit too far. Cut back for Kennett. And now Kennett back on offense for the moment. Never mind. Cancelleri's going to pick up the loose ball. He will. Trying to go to the sidelines, and he will as well. Cancelleri on the drop-off. He finds Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart to the top.
Nice
pass
play.
intercepted in the middle.
That's clean.
And it was a clean play. It's kicked all the way back down. And it winds up in the feet of Tim Devine. Devine was pressured for a moment. And that was Joshua Grunwald, who had pressure.
That was risky by Devine.
It was risky by Devine, but Devine likes risk so far this season from what we've seen. Whistle goes against Kennett. HGP takes back over on possession.
Yeah, Devine made some fantastic saves in that game against Lansdale Catholic.
That was a masterclass for goaltenders for both sides until the very
definitely.
end. Devine sets it up by the middle of the field. Devine has the leg to even get this to the net. Let's see if he'll check it up. He will not. He fires one all the way into the box, just over the head of Chalka. Chalka had the ball knocked away, and that is going to bounce off the flag stick on the corner, and it's going to be a corner kick for HGP, their first of the game. Sending it in will be Sean Fleming. Fleming aligns himself on the corner with 13:25 to play in the first. Fleming, line drive, hook shot towards the net, the shuffle in front, line drive shot turned away, and the Blue Demon is down, and that was a low kick. And he was holding his shin as he went down.
That's not good.
We'll give you a heads up who it is when we come back. We're taking injury timeout. It's currently 0-0 with 12:54 and ticking to play in this first half. But hopping back up is that injured Blue Demon, so I guess we'll stay on the line. Daniel Salasia goes to check on him. Known good guy, Daniel Salasia. Salasia all the way down the floor. Massimo Chalka. Chalka turned the man away. Deanna with a head ball towards the sideline, nearly out of bounds. Deanna lost one up the field. Deanna finds Fleming. Fleming, great touches, and now it's a whiff from Aeon. And Fleming was looking for his man, Salasia, again, but Salasia couldn't bring it in bounds. HGP will inbound from their own side of the ball, or from the other side of the field, just around midfield. Massimo Chalka, the senior, will inbound. Chalka, two-hand toss in, knocked away, and it was picked up at the moment by Anthony Larameza. Larameza takes the one bounce pass. Larameza goes down. It's heaved all the way up, and the pass is led way too far, and Tim Devine will scoop it up in the box.
Tell you what, for a goalie, Devine sure gets his work in every game.
Yeah, he certainly does. Devine, a long boot from the top of the box. It goes way over everybody's head, but it's going to wind up in the hands of the Firebirds. Picking it up for the first time today is Adrian Calderon, the sophomore. Calderon, and that was a whiff attempt by an HGP defender. It was a good attempt, though. And it's drop off now. Brendan Lawson. Lawson, the midfielder, finds his opposing midfielder in Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri to the top. He gets the pass back from what appears to be Ramos. Ramos to the middle, deflected out in front. And here's a pivot. It's going to go up the field. And now here comes Kennett. Never mind. Oscar Herrera, more good defense. Herrera moving it up. He's at 53 again. 53 leading a man all the way down. That's Salasia. Salasia to the corner. Off-speed rolling shot. It's going to go out of bounds. Goalie throw in Kennett. Or maybe not. Never mind, it is. It was Jonathan Mendez. He tossed the ball out of bounds near the corner, I guess assuming it would be a corner kick. But he does get credit for the throw-in. 9:35 to play in this first half. Mendez heaves it in. Mendez to the middle against 53. And it's lofted over the head of Calderon. Calderon picks up the loose ball. Adrian Calderon cutting through. Has the ball knocked away, and Pelletier picks up the loose change around the emblem. Pelletier, ground ball shot, intercepted. But to Massimo Chalka. Chalka to Pelletier. Pelletier has nothing come of it. Now it's a drop off again. Now it's Matt Cancellieri. Matt Cancellieri, Brendan Lawson. Lawson all the way down the field. Here come HGP. And that was knocked away. This could be a corner kick coming. Raced out of bounds is in the corner, which we can't see. The Firebirds lining up as if it's a corner kick, and it appears to be so. It's HGP stuck in corner of the game.
Tell you what, Chalco's been very active so far for HGP, as well as Lawson and Cancellieri. I'd say they've been the three main really active guys so far for HGP.
So Lawson has certainly gotten the ball a lot along that far side in between the benches. So probably not quite a corner kick, but it's a throw-in from the corner for HGP. Knocked away.
Wow.
And a great shot. It was a hook shot by Adrian Calderon. But it's caught easily by Jonathan Mendez. Not hard enough.
Wow.
And that's a head ball. Chalka went down weird. He's going to get back up, and he battles the ball immediately.
What a horse.
And a one-bounce shot goes right into the waiting arms of Tim Devine. And Devine has it at the top of his own box.
That's a Jalen Carter motor right there.
And that was a big hit.
Yes, it was.
Devine will heave one. Goes all the way down. Cancellieri in open space. Looking to find him. Both Cancellieris. Matt touched the ball last. Matt to the middle. Over the middle. And another whiff attempt. Daniel Salasia with a brilliant pass to the middle. But both players whiff on it. And HGP comes up empty yet again. Pass to the middle. Ground ball. Moving it up. Brendan Lawson. Lawson to the middle. Mike Cancellieri.
Little give and go.
Yeah, good give and go play. Cancellieri to Lawson. Lawson a drop down. Calderon. Calderon to the middle, and he overshot Salasia. Salasia back to Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri above the top of the box. And Cancellieri on the drop off. It's picked up by Pelletier. Pelletier with a quick turnover now. Mike Cancellieri doing it himself to the net.
Oh, nice play.
Up. Jonathan Mendez scoops up the loose ball. And Mendez heaves that for Pelletier. And Pelletier with a whiff. HGP applying good defense there.
Oh, wow.
And a pickpocket for the Firebirds. 6.5 to play in the first. Can HGP get a quick first half goal? Before Friday night, they averaged a full goal per first half. They didn't score one in the first half Friday. Lawson, line drive shot down low. It's headballed away. Back out for the moment. It was initially touched. Line drive shot, and that one's going to go haywire. And a Firebird is down in the middle of the field. And that is Daniel Salasia. So Salasia down, 6:07 to play. Time has stopped in the first half. And Salasia will get checked out. He'll get checked out, and we'll check out for the next 30 seconds or so for an intermission report real quick during this injury timeout. Mics are back on. The ball is set up as a possible free kick from the top of the key in front of the box, which Mendez sits. Firebirds conversing in the middle. It's Dylan Logan Stewart talking over with Mike Cancellieri. Whistle sounds.
I think so.
Logan Stewart, ground ball shot, Cancellieri, and that went nowhere. And it's a quick turnaround. And here comes Kennett.
Oh, no.
All the way down. This is a bad turnaround for HGP. Centering pass in the middle.
Bad
Ramos
pass.
knocks it away.
Nice.
Anthony Ramos, a great defensive play to save what would have been a ridiculous goal allowed by HGP. Line drive, one bouncer shot right at Tim Devine. And Devine scoops it up. So it appears Salasia came off during that short intermission. So Salasia got up under his own power, but he comes off for the time being to get checked out along the sidelines. 5:28 and ticking to play in the first. Tim Devine sets up a slow roller. Devine moving it all the way up. It's picked back up by Morgan Pelletier. Pelletier drops off to the near side by the center line. Pelletier to the middle by the emblem. Picked up, and a loose ball won by Brendan Lawson. Ramos, line drive, head ball, Fleming, and it was set up perfectly, but it's a little bit too far for his teammate. Lawson again in the middle by the emblem. Brendan Lawson on the drop-off. And he's going to find Calderon. And Calderon sets it back up for Tim Devine. Devine, low-hanging line drive. Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri being pressured down, and that's going to be a whistle. And it is going to go against number 11, Rowan Skinner.
Lawson has had so much of the ball today for HGP so far. It's kind of crazy.
He really has touched the ball a lot. And Skinner's apparently whistled in benefit of the foul. He has not whistled for the foul. It appeared that he was mad after the call, so.
That's how that works.
Yeah. There's a line drive shot towards the net, headed up in the air, and right back out by the Firebird defense. It appeared to be Ramos and Logan Stewart combining on the defensive play. And here's Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri on the drop-off. Line drive, hook shot up the middle, Walter Graff. And Graff had it knocked away. Now here come the Blue Demons flying up the field. Ground ball all the way down. Both teams won't want to whistle, but it won't happen. As the Blue Demon went down late in the drive, that was Kevin Ion. And he has to go down and tie his shoes now.
Strategic shoe tie.
Every shoe tie is strategic, Steven. There's a mosquito flying around my microphone.
Yeah, tell me about it. I think
constantly.
it's the same one who's with me. It's these lights.
Tim Devine has the ball lined up on his first white line in front of him. Devine, a long drive out across the middle of the field past the emblem. It's headed right back down. Picked up by Pelletier. Pelletier around the top of the red line. Pelletier cuts it back into open space. He's going to drop it off when he finds his man in Lara Meza. Lara Meza to the middle. Line drive shot. And that's a little upstairs.
Oh.
And nearly over the fence.
Wow.
I just think he hit that a little too perfect.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that went about twice this height of the net.
Wow. Well, if his goal was at the scoreboard, then he was pretty close to that. Wow.
Darkness setting in here in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. The lights are starting to be a factor. Tim Devine lines the ball up along the first white line yet again. Devine is typical long drive to the top, looking for Cancellieri, goes over his head. Ryan Burns, the senior midi, jumped up in the air as well. And now it's knocked out of play by number 12 on Kennett, that being Joshua Grunwald. Grunwald is called for the out of bounds, and Calderon tossed it out of bounds for HGP. Maybe didn't even got his foot on it, but a Firebird did. And so it is Kennett with possession. It's a heave all the way back down. Kicked back up. Here comes Dylan Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart leading a man all the way down the sideline, but just a little bit too far. Or maybe not. Dylan Logan Stewart got his own pass.
What hustle.
Logan Stewart, the top of the box, sliding out, couldn't find open space as Burns a little bit too far away. Turnover as Oscar Herrera lines one back. It was Kevin Ion. Ion on the drop-off. It's Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri past the middle. Now his brother Mike. Line drive shot. Went a little high. And Cancellieri just barely missed the top left corner. Or top right. If you're Mendez. Lackluster student section tonight for HGP.
Yeah, especially compared to Friday night, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Here was a pass all the way up the middle. It's knocked away. Contact was made by Grunwald. Grunwald on the drop-off. He finds Pelletier. Pelletier on the drop-off again. Finds Lara Meza. Lara Meza back to the side now. He has William Lopez getting his name called for the first time today, the senior. Lopez forced to go around the other side of the field now. Lopez on the drop-off. Here's Pelletier. Centering feed is just behind Burns. The Firebird. Now it's a ground ball shot. And it's going to go behind Tim Devine. Final 10 seconds of play in this first half ticking off. Devine knows it, and he'll just kill out the rest of the clock by patrolling the ball. 0-0 scored through the first 40 as it was Friday night, and the Firebirds are to win it in dramatic fashion in the second half, exactly like Friday night yet again. We'll see you then in a few minutes. Enjoy our intermission report, new and updated. Hello everyone and welcome back for second half action between the HolyGhostPrep Firebirds and the Kennett Blue Demons. Starting off is Kennett. They are still tied 0-0 with them at HGP through the first 40 minutes of play.
Wow.
A centering pass came from the far side and it just went past Tim Devine. Devine drops it off. And he has his man in Brendan Lawson in that far corner. Lawson, the two-hand toss in, and it goes up the field. Here comes Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri cutting it through. He has a great pass. Thread the needle all the way down. Perfectly led.
Oh.
Collision in the middle of the top of the box. Cleared away by Kennett. And the loose ball is scooped up again by Joshua Grunwald. Grunwald picks up the loose ball, and that one is knocked way out of bounds, or almost out of bounds. William Lopez. Lopez a pass up. Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri all the way down. Cancellieri had the ball knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Rowan Skinner. Skinner has the ball go out of bounds up along the far side by the Kennett bench. And here's the inbound, goes to Sean Fleming. Fleming, a drop-off pass looking for Lawson. Didn't quite make it to him. Pass knocked away again. Now Lawson gets the loose ball. Lawson up across the emblem at midfield. Lawson over to Cancellieri. Cancellieri back to Lawson. Lawson around that back blue line. Over to Anthony Ramos. Ramos drops it back over Tim Devine from the top of his own box. Devine out to the near side, Oscar Herrera. Herrera has some help. Herrera looking for Dylan Logan Stewart. He went right past him. And he goes all the way up the sideline. It's going to be brought back by Kennett.
Oh,
it's been double cut.
wow.
Yeah, that's a whistle and a half.
Yeah. Even I'll admit that. Yeah.
David Cerizales went down. And it's going to be a whistle against HGP's 53. 37 and a half to play in this second. It is officially nighttime in Philadelphia. Double head balls. Cancellieri went at it. It bounced off the chest of William Lopez after it. Here's a centering pass all the way down. And calling off his men was Jonathan Mendez, making his first save of the half. Mendez all the way down. Picked back up. Loose ball is kneed away. Picked up by William Lopez. Lopez all the way back down. Headed forward by Chalka. Now Chalka lost control of it. Here's another perfectly led pass all the way down, looking for William Lopez. Lopez has spin. Lopez went down, and that's going to be a whistle. And HGP is going to have to play defense here heavily.
That would be a free kick right at the corner. That could have been a penalty almost if he went farther.
And that was a very near penalty kick.
That is right at the edge of the box.
As close gets, it's going to be a free kick for Kennett and a chance for them to take the 1-0 lead with just over 36 minutes to play in regulation. But before we can do that, there will be a substitution.
Wow, that's early.
It appears the sub will be the one taking the shot. John Tooley, a sophomore. Tooley and Pelletier. Pelletier goes past it. Tooley, line drive shot. Diving save, rebound. That's a goal.
Wow, that was a nice play.
It was a great save initially by Tim Devine. Was it whistled off? No goal is the call. It was whistled off at the last second. Everyone, including the goal scorer, which appeared to be Palma Ortiz, thought it was a goal, including me.
It was called off?
That was called off.
Wow.
It is 0-0. There was no face-off at the top. So that is it. The Firebirds catch a break. I wonder whether it was whistled off for.
They got to change the scoreboard then.
That's what the whistle's for. Fleming was pushed to chase down the corner. The scoreboard has been updated. It is 0-0. I'm still curious to see what the call was for.
Maybe he was offsides, maybe?
That's the only thing I can think of. But even then, it didn't look to be offside. There's a large crowd of people in the middle.
Right.
Pass back to the top, Pelletier. Pelletier goes all the way down. That is a perfect pass. Here comes William Lopez. Lopez, line drive shot.
Nice
saved Tim Devine. Right at Devine. He had to get up in the air a little bit, but it was just above him, and he makes the save.
The issue for Divine there was he was still running back on the play, so if he shot any earlier, that probably would have went in.
Divine to heave all the way up across the emblem. Massimo Chalka shovels it forward. Cancellieri centering feed to the middle. Rebound. That one goes nowhere. Firebirds pressure in the corner, and it's going to be out of bounds off of HGP.
Goal kick, I guess.
Yeah, it will be a goalie throw. Or kick, whichever one he chooses. It will be a kick for Jonathan Mendez. Mendez a heave from the corner. Mendez all the way up. Chalka. Chalka goes back. Whistle. And it's going to be against HGP. No argument from the Firebirds as Matt Cancellieri last one touched the ball. There is one moth in that first light that is just absolutely gleaming.
Yeah, wow. Looks like a star.
That's what I thought it was for a second. I checked my glasses. Line drive shot all the way right, all the way down. That was a huge leg.
Oh, whoa.
That's got to be a whistle. Tim Devine can't believe it's not livid. A whistle.
They usually calm Devine is livid.
Yeah, Devine is absolutely infuriated with that no call, and so is the rest of the Firebird bench. There's going to be a whistle.
I mean, he kicked it before Devine kicked it, like, while he's still holding it. Wow. You don't see Devine like that very often.
Yeah, he truly was incensed at that call.
And I can't say I blame him.
I don't blame him either. That was the wrong call,
Yeah.
and the referee's going to have a conversion about it.
Agreed.
Devine seems to have calmed down for the moment as no harm, no foul. There was no goal that came out of it. But still. So Ghost will hold on to the ball. Yellow card has been issued. So yellow card is that's the right call.
Yeah, that's the right call.
So as I said before, no harm, no foul. Yellow card is correctly issued to Kennett. Divine issues apologies, and we're good to go.
How about that? 2 games at the Athletic Complex, 2 yellow cards so far.
There was a yellow card on Friday night?
Ramos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was early on. Divine sets up at the top of the box. Divine has his slew of options. He's got Ramos and Logan Stewart, his 2 closest men. Lawson in the middle. He's touched the ball a lot. And so he's going to go all the way back down, and he finds Mason Deanna. Deanna, a double header, almost may have gone off his shoulder. No handball is called. And Jonathan Mendez picks up the loose ball in net. Mendez, a line drive shot over the middle. Picked back up by Jonathan Grunwald. And Grunwald, that is a heave towards the net. And another jumping catch made by Tim Devine. Devine, a drop kick line drive all the way down. That was a beautiful dot, perfectly placed. But it was a head ball away. It has even better defense from Kennett. Matt Cancellieri patrolled the ball for a moment on the sideline. Instead, it's Ramos throwing it in. Ramos set, ready to go. Ramos 2-hand toss in. Head ball up in the air. Cancellieri trying to track it down. It's knocked away. Lost in. Mike Cancellieri. Line drive shot. He scores! Mike Cancellieri. Just like his brother on Friday night, they have both now go-ahead goals. And Mike Cancellieri makes it 1-0 HGP with 32:20 to play in the second.
That was a golazzo. What a goal that was. Wow. Cancellieri brothers got it in them, I guess.
Wow. So Cancellieri has been mad at himself all game. He's had a few issues, but now all of that made up for with the go-ahead goal with 32:15 to play in the second. It's a 1-0 lead for HGP. And immediately off the inbound, out of bounds, off of Kennett. Here comes HGP. Head ball forward. A Blue Demon went down along the far side in front of their own bench. Ball will trickle out of play. And I'm curious to see who that's off. Here's the heave back up to the top. Double shoulder ball. And here come the Firebirds on offense again. And Dylan Logan Stewart is forced to watch it go out of play. Logan Stewart watches it roll. Ricky Calderon on the inbound. Calderon all the way down.
Pretty far out for Divine.
Yeah, Divine came well far out, but he fields it cleanly. Divine up to Mike Cancellieri, just scored. Cancellieri to the far side by the Firebird bench. All the way down to the top corner of the box. A cutback. Pivot to the middle. Line drive shot is snuffed out, eaten up, and line drive rebound was looking for Matt Cancellieri. And it was a little bit too far led. Ball is headed up into the air. And they do it again. William Lopez. Lopez forced to track it down. Matt Cancellieri picks it up. Cancellieri on the sideline. Matt Cancellieri to the middle. 53 again. On a cut from the top of the key. Slides down. That's Lopez. More good defense. A slide tackle. Now a pass to the side. And intended target was Daniel Salasia, who's back on for having to sub off early on in the first half.
So I guess it's going to be a corner then? Yeah.
It appears to be a corner until the Firebirds are setting up. And it is Dylan Logan Stewart going to the corner representing HGP. I can't tell what insect that is. That is a mosquito, a gnat, or what? But it has been flying around all day.
Yeah, whatever it is really making its presence known.
Oh, so a Firebird just pushed number 22 down. I'm not sure who that is. Head ball in the middle.
Oh.
Loose. Ramos in the middle. Off a Firebird. That was not a handball.
Wow.
It was very close. I agree with the call. I didn't see much there. Here's Grunwald. Grunwald on the drop-off. Oscar Herrera drops it back off to Tim Devine, who called for it. Devine, a line drive, hook shot to the side. May have been a little offline, but Salasia plays it clean. Salasia on the drop-off. 2 headers in a row. Winds up in front of Mason Deanna. Deanna through the emblem. Nice. Deanna back to Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri, what a touch, and it's knocked away. That was a great touch by Matt Cancellieri. Ramos drops it back off Tim Devine, who wants it. Devine over to the side. Dylan Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart. Mike Cancellieri. And Cancellieri will watch trickle out of play.
Very active start for the Firebirds in this half, obviously. I mean, they scored a goal, so.
Yeah, both sides really have been active. Has not been as high scoring as we had first predicted early on in the first half. But the Firebirds' 1 goal has proven to be the difference so far. Here's a drop-off.
Oh,
and
that
was
great.
A perfectly led pass looking for Pelletier. Mike Cancellieri all the way down. That one intercepted as well. Both teams exchanged pickoffs. John Tooley, the sophomore, picks it up. Tooley on the drop-off to Wesley Presnell, the senior. Presnell back to the side. Here's Pelletier. Pelletier, a clean pass all the way down near the corner. He's boxed out. Blue Demon goes down, and that is going to be a whistle. Here's a line drive corner kick in. It's a little bit too far. Cleared away by the Firebirds. And here comes a sequence all the way down, but led a little bit too far was Cancellieri. And Jonathan Mendez is forced to send it out of bounds and to 985.
And we just lost another ball.
That is not going to be uncommon.
Yeah.
I love seeing the fans go out to get the balls, not realizing that that one actually stayed in the park. All right,
wow.
so the one is rescued. But before then, I've never seen a fan go into the woods and come back with the ball. It's always gone to 985. Or at least close enough to it that you don't want to go over there. Here's a line drive shot. Head ball towards the net, and that was just offline. Great looking header by 53. And HGP comes up empty there. Jonathan Mendez all the way down. Mendez knocked away Deanna, and that's going to go out of play. Over the fence again into the Utigas. Will the fans be 2 for 2 on rescuing balls from beyond the arc?
We're going to try.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out in a minute. Lopez knocks it back and forth. Lopez down to the side. Matt Cancellieri picks it up. Cancellieri to the middle. Knocked away.
No
Loft up in the corner. No whistle. Was knocked out of play.
And the
it's going to stay.
The ball.
They're 2 for 2.
Wow.
And the Firebirds will stay with the ball.
We either have some brave fans or the balls haven't gone that far.
Here's Ramos on the drop-off. He goes back to 53 again.
Oh,
53, and that's a little bit too strong, and he had a great look in the middle.
That was a great idea.
And Matt Cancellieri's touched a little bit too strong. 25-20 to play in the second. Pass goes all the way down past Ramos. Ramos backs it all the way up to Tim Devine. Devine back to Ramos. Ramos pressured away, and the pass is lined out of play by Pelletier. Pelletier lofts the ball up. Picked up by Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri on the drop-off. Goes right back to him. That's Matt Cancellieri. He takes a line drive off the shoulder. Picked back up by Mike Cancellieri this time. Lawson got shoved down, no whistle. And here's a long pass, leading a man all the way down, lined out of play. It should be ghost ball. As a Kennett defender lined out of play, that was Pelletier. Here's the heave inbound. It's knocked away and lofted out of play and into the stands. .23:50 to play in the second half. Logan Stewart drops it off for Ramos. Ramos will inbound it along his near side. Ramos a two-hand forward toss throw in. It's going to be bounced right back out to Pelletier. Pelletier has it knocked away, and Pelletier plays along the sideline.
Oh.
Loose ball is picked up. Logan Stewart. His inbound went haywire. Was knocked out of play, and that's going to be the last touch HGP. Pelletier thought about the inbound. He thought about giving it to Rowan Skinner, and instead it'll be in the feet of John Tooley. Tooley all the way down, headed towards Pelletier. Pelletier, a brilliant feed all the way down. No whistle. What a save, Devine.
Wow, that should have been a penalty.
Yeah, to be fair, that should have been a penalty kick, but Tim Devine makes a great save.
Wow. I mean, he was tugging on him the whole way.
And now both sides conversing again.
That should be a penalty kick.
It really should, I will say. He was being tugged down a little bit too much.
He still almost scored.
Devine disagrees. It looks like there may be a penalty kick awarded. Both sides are lining up as such.
Yep.
Seems to be a mutual agreement between both sides that should be awarded. And here we go.
All right.
So is it a penalty or free?
It's a free kick.
So if they're awarding a free kick, so splitting the difference, free kick from the top of the box, as close as you can get.
Might as well be a penalty.
Yeah, might as well be a penalty, but you just have extra defenders.
Yeah, with the wall there. Talk to him, Tim.
Devine directing his men. Both sides have an absolute wall of people in front of them. The Blue Demons spread out. Devine directing his men like a photographer. Line drive towards the net, off the crossbar, head ball, back out to the side, line drive shot, that one no good, rebound in the middle, knocked away again. What a save, Tim Devine, if he got a piece of it.
What a goal that would have been. That was so close.
Off the top crossbar.
That's a little unlucky for Kennett.
That is as close as you can get without scoring. It went right back down, Devine cleared it out of the net, and the Firebird defense did the rest. Now here comes Kennett again. The Firebird defense has been locked down. Kennett still back on offense, leading all the way down. What a save, Tim Devine.
Wow.
I almost said Dim Devine. Line drive shot, and that's going to go wide. And the Firebird defense stays strong. Unbelievable. And they have increased their scoreless streak at home. The Firebird defense has to now 140 consecutive minutes without allotting any type of goal. That is absolutely amazing.
Yes, it is. Wow.
Line drive shot is loose. Oh my goodness. Massimo Cialca just absolutely hurdled a man. He went down. He's going to get the benefit of the whistle.
Landed on his neck and he got right back up.
And even the Kennett defenseman has to credit him for what a ridiculous flip that was. Here's Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri on the drop. Mike Cancellieri, a long heaving pass all the way down, headed toward the net. What a save by Mendez.
Wow.
Jonathan Mendez, a perfect save. It will be a goalie kick, though, as the Fibers knocked it out of bounds after.
That was a nice shot, too, but even better save. Mendez has been really good this half, to his credit. Besides that great goal.
And even then, that wasn't much you could do about that. It was out in front in a crowd of people, and Cancellieri found the top post. 19 minutes even. And Kennett will kick the ball from the top. Mendez all the way down. Knocked away. Being pressured out is Pelletier. Pelletier lines one down the side and out of play. Caught by a member of the Blue Demon bench. Whistle against HGP along the sideline. It may have gone out of bounds off of them. Regardless, it is a Kennett ball. Ground ball pass to the middle. Pelletier couldn't read it well. Mike Cancellieri battled for the ball. Cancellieri drops it back. Burns. And now here's a ground ball pass through the middle. Gets by everyone. Winds up in the arms of Mendez. Jonathan Mendez drop kick from the top of the box. He goes past everybody, including Cialca. All the way down, line drive, shot to the middle. That was somehow not a handball. Maybe bounced off something else. But it looked like a weird bounce off Cancellieri. Cancellieri, it's Mike to Matt. And Matt all the way down, a little bit too far led. And he was looking for Walter Graff, the senior midi. Jonathan Mendez all the way down. Mendez, Logan Stewart. And Logan Stewart to heave all the way up to the middle. Walter Graff battle for the ball. Graff finds Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri out to the side. He has Lawson. Lawson evades too.
Oh, wow.
Lawson to the sideline. What a great sequence by Lawson.
Looking like Messi.
Daniel Salasia. Up to the top. Salasia. Massimo Cialca was wide open. Cialca couldn't get a shot off. He gets the pass back from Logan Stewart. Chalker trying to hold on to the ball.
That
He's
should be a
being
penalty.
held. He goes down, and that should be a free kick.
Chalker has been everywhere today.
And Chalker really has been everywhere in the middle of the field in between those two red lines and beyond.
Tim Devine taking a breather.
And Devine comes well out of the zone net. Squatting down a little bit behind the emblem on his defensive side. Fire preparing for a free kick. And here it goes. Line drive shot, top post,
wow.
and just missed. It was a perfectly aimed shot by Matt Cancellieri, and it was just a little bit too high.
The free kicks from both teams today have been like super accurate.
Line drive, double head ball. Now it's a Chester. Up. Palmer Ortiz can't bring it in. And here's a line drive up the middle. Graff couldn't hold on to it. Walter Graff battled for the ball. Graff couldn't bring it back in. And now it's picked up and taken down
tackle
by Davis Corrales. And Corrales will watch it trickle out of bounds up along the track and out of play. There's a two-hand forward toss throw in. Ricky Calderon. Calderon moves it up. Kevin Avila, the other number 1 on the roster. Avila has a spin. And Avila finds Walter Graff. Graff all the way out to the far side. Graff over to Brendan Lawson now. Lawson lost control. Here comes an attack for Kennett. 15-17 to play. Kennett still has plenty of time to tie. Matt Cancellieri up the sideline. Cancellieri looking for Walter Graff. He's led a little bit too far. And the ball is patrolled all the way back into the waiting arms of Jonathan Mendez. Ricky Calderon led him there. Loose ball is picked up by number 20, JP Teixeira, who has not got his name called a lot recently. Teixeira comes across the white line. Teixeira all the way down.
What a ball.
Perfectly led. Great shot, and that's a goal.
That's a great goal.
Tie, game, tying goal, Morgan Pelletier. And the sophomore has brought Kennett back from the dead. It is a 1-1 game with 14:42 to play in the second half. And time stops as the Firebird defense had gone a whopping 145 minutes and 18 seconds without allowing any type of goal.
Not much Devine could do there. That was just a fantastic goal. And it was a great pass, too.
It was a great pass, essentially a one-on-none advantage towards Tim Devine. And Devine gave it his best effort, but it just got by him on the far left side. HGP now has to play in a tie game. This game can go to overtime. Ball's knocked away. Mike Cancellieri plays it off with a set from his brother. Cancellieri to the far side. Cancellieri looking for his man Calderon. And Calderon stumbled out of bounds, but he was trying to get the ball off of Kennett, so it will be his possession. I realize I hadn't up to the scoreboard in a little while. Now we're good. It's 1-1. Here's spin in the middle. Chalka line drive pass to the middle. Cutting it back and forth. And moving up the field. Oscar Herrera now. Herrera finds Walter Graff. Graff a good set. Matt Cancellieri all the way down. He wants his brother. It's a little bit too far. And that wasn't his brother at all. It was Daniel Salasia. Salasia will watch to go out of play. And it'll be a Firebird ball. Salasia will throw it in from just inside the lacrosse fence. Maybe not. And now it is ruled to throw in for Kennett. So a weird change of the call. Salasia was happy for a moment. Now it's a turnover. Matt Cancellieri just tapped it a little bit too hard. And that's going to be led very well. Here comes Pelletier. Pelletier goes down low. Whistle against Ramos. He can't believe it. Ramos disagrees with the call. But that won't matter. .12:08 to play in the second half. 1-1 your score. Here comes the line drive kick. It goes right at Tim Devine. Devine on a beeline makes the
Almost
catch.
ran right into the defender there.
Yeah, he can legally do that. Passes going back and forth. Moving it up is Ricky Calderon. Calderon turned away by the Firebird defense. That ball's going to go out of play. So Kennett takes over on possession again, just inside their own defensive zone. Running up and throwing it in is Ricky Calderon, the sophomore. Calderon goes out of bounds immediately. And HGP will have it. Substitutions coming in is 4 pairs of fresh legs for the Firebirds. Among the men coming off, Chalka, Matt Cancellieri, Walter Graff, and one more Firebird along the far side who I cannot tell. Mike Cancellieri among the players to stay on the field. Pass goes over his head and out of bounds as Salasia just couldn't corral in the pass. There's a 2-bounds pass over to Kevin Ayan. And we're just playing hot potato at this point along the near side. Neither team wants to have it. Ground ball to the middle. Salasia. Oh, my dear Lord. That out of bounds again by the midfield line.
I think it's like a game or something.
This time, HGP will hold on to possession.
Wow. What
Mike
a novel
Cancellieri
idea.
out to the side. He's going to find Aaron Roth, the sophomore. And Roth, an immediate turnover out of bounds. Here comes Kennett.
Nice turnaround.
All the way off the far side, by the sideline, centering feed to the middle.
Oh, wow. I would say that wasn't close.
Yeah, that was more of a pop-up than anything else. I'm not sure what part of the foot that hit, but it was not the right
Not the right one.
Yeah, not the right one. And it wasn't the left one either. I'm not sure what that hit. Tim Devine will set it up. Under 10 to play in the second half. And the next few minutes will be pivotal as both teams have their only goal of the game in this second half. We've seen the Firebirds come back and win late in games last year and this year. Here's Cancellieri. Does a double take.
Wow.
No whistle towards Cancellieri. Here's Deanna. Deanna takes the drop off. That ball knocked out of play. Cancellieri all the way down in the corner. Centering feed to the middle. Knocked away. It was intended for Cancellieri again. Loose ball battled forward on top of the box. And here comes Kennett. Up along the sideline. Sent all the way back down. And Tim Devine will let it roll towards the net and he'll pick it up. Devine a pump fake and drops it off to his teammate Herrera. Oscar Herrera moving it up the field, and that will go out of play. So an interesting fact to watch for the remainder of this game, the Firebirds have 10 underclassmen on their roster, meanwhile Kennett with just 7. And the Firebirds have the majority of their 10 on the field at the moment.
Shows you how talented our underclassmen are.
It really does. They've done a good job so far, especially Fleming, who, when I was asking the Firebird varsity team on Friday if they could tell me who they should expect to get the ball a lot and who has the most respect on the team, they said Fleming, the freshman wearing number 2, who, while has not scored yet in this homestand, has done a very good job getting the ball in play and setting up a few shots. Here's a 2-bounce pass over to Ricky Calderon. Calderon, a turnover, but it goes right back to Kennett as Davis Corrales all the way down.
Looked like a bit of a push, but
Yeah, that could have been a push from either side.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
The whistle will benefit Holy Ghost. Tim Devine comes well out of his box, and he'll set up for a free kick. Seven and a half to play in the second half. Low hanging line drive shot from Devine. It bounces right back out across the middle of the field, and that's going to be a
wow. What? No whistle?
I guess they said they tripped over each other, which is definitely an understandable call, but it did not look like that from this angle.
Yeah, no. Wow.
Here's Herrera. Herrera, line drive shot off the knee of number 53. Played back to the middle. Up along the far side, picked up by JP Teixeira. And Teixeira's clear goes right into the arms of Devine. And Kennett is essentially just pretty much hoping that whatever they can throw at Devine will eventually stick. Devine, the drop-off, Burns, the clear, and it is this time for Kennett, Rowan Skinner, the bounce back. Skinner now a quick turnover. What a pickpocket. A great play by Pelletier, who scored the game-tying goal for Kennett. And pass back to the middle. Pelletier all the way down. Line drive shot. That's going to go way out of bounds. They say deflected by Holy Ghost. That makes a lot of sense considering where the ball ended up. Pelletier drops off.
Wow.
What a hit. Different type of football there in the bottom corner being played by Aaron Roth. Here's a pass to the middle, knocked away out in the corner. And Tim Devine will pick up the ball in the box. And whistle sounding as a Firebird is shaken up after the play. And that might be Mike Cancellieri. Never mind, it's not. He's standing right in front of me. I don't know who that is. So if Firebird is injured and coming off, Massimo Cialca subs back on. And Cialca had a lot of activity in his first half. And plus the first half of the second half before he was subbed off in the latest four-man shift. The not-so-injured Mike Cancellieri takes it up along the sideline. And Cancellieri lines it out of play as Sean Fleming was right there with him. There's a two-hand pass inbound back to Cancellieri. Cancellieri to the side. Fleming heaves it up. Salejo is boxed out too hard. Here's Burns. Burns pressuring the loose ball. He won't be able to get to it. There comes Wesley Presnell. Presnell drops it off. And here come the Kennett offense. It's a cutback to the middle, all the way down. Pelletier, centering feed, knocked away.
Wow,
what a save, Devine. That was a perfect centering pass, and you can't ask for a better setup than that if you're a Kennett fan. But Devine with a beautiful save, and he has made a lot of them today. Mike Cancellieri cutting it through. Knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by William Lopez. Lopez tracks the ball out of bounds, or nearly out of bounds along the sideline. Pelletier picks up the spin. Pelletier to the middle. That pass is deflected. Ball is slowing up, waiting to see who catches up to it. It's a Firebird defense in Massimo Cialca. Cialca knocks it away. Up to the far side of the box. A dribbling shot is deflected by HGP. It'll be a corner kick for Kennett. 4 minutes to play, and we're starting to get desperate here for either side if you don't want it to be sent to overtime. For me, it's free soccer.
I'm with you on that. It's free. But I'd rather have Ghost pull out the win here.
Corner kick being set up. It's a slow roller. It's going to come right back to the man who kicked it on the far side. Too far away for me to tell. Here's a drop back, and that's a miscommunication. That looked to be intended for a Pelletier. That goes out of bounds. And Morgan Pelletier will watch it go. Firebirds get 3 new sets of fresh legs, and a lot of people subbing on and off here late in this game. Matt Cancellieri, one of the men to sub back on. Matt and Dylan Logan Stewart. .245 to play. The quick inbound goes right to Kennett. Back and forth they go up along this far side. Picked back up by Rowan Skinner. And Skinner watches his pass go out of play up along their bench. Pass goes to the middle. It's a one bouncer played up by Kennett again. Tracking it backwards is Kevin Ion. Ion from the top. Head ball back down. Knocked away. Line drive shot. One bounce scoop up by Tim Devine. The shot was taken over the head of Brendan Lawson, who was playing good coverage defense for the Firebirds. Ball was sent all the way down. William Lopez. Lopez back. Matt Cancellieri on the spin. Cancellieri on the drop off. Logan Stewart to Cancellieri. Cancellieri to Logan Stewart again. One more time. Never mind. Goes to Massimo Chalka. Chalka. Ramos. Ramos all the way down. That's too far. And it is Jonathan Mendez picking up the loose ball.
Kennett's got to be quick here if they want to have a chance at scoring.
Yeah, 1:19 and ticking to play in this second. It's a 1-1 score at the moment. Jonathan Mendez all the way down. The Firebirds are going to take advantage. Loose ball. That was just plucked away from the Firebirds.
That may have been a goal if he would have gotten that.
I definitely would have been a goal. We went a 1-on-none for 53, who I still don't have in my roster. Ramos tracks it down. Ramos drops it off. He gives it to Tim Devine. Devine from the top. Matt Cancellieri a little bit too far led. Cancellieri goes down.
Well, that could be big.
And that is going to be a free kick for the Firebirds. Too far away from the net to really be a full-on snipe towards it. But Dylan Logan Stewart has a leg on him. And so does Sean Fleming, the freshman who's with him.
With the clock running as well.
34 seconds. Fleming decides not to shoot it really at all, but never mind, he's forced to back up. And that's going to waste 7 seconds. 26, 25, Fleming. Line drive shot towards the net, headed away. Line drive back towards the middle, head ball up in the air. Cancellieri going after it. Line drive again, head ball. That one's back out. Logan Stewart, Matt Cancellieri, shot clock down to 9, and that'll probably do it. Ramos backs it up. Tim Devine, all out kick. That's not going to be any close to the net. 2 seconds to play, 1, and that'll be it.
No overtime, I guess? It was 3 whistles.
Yeah, 3 whistles, so... Let's see.
Because the JV game didn't go to overtime the other day, but...
Neither side appears to be lining up.
You're right.
So, I was 99% certain it's overtime. Of course, the 3 whistles to throw me off.
Yeah, but I think you're right.
Yeah, neither side is lining up, so we will have free soccer from the Dwayne Athletic Complex. The first time it has seen overtime soccer is in its second game it has held for the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds. Mike Cancellieri scored the first goal of the game for the Firebirds. He scored that early on in this second half, but it was followed up by a snipe from Morgan Pelletier with 13 minutes to play in the second half to tie the game up 1 for Kennett. 10 minutes put on the clock for this first overtime period. It is a 1-1 score, and we'll see who comes out on top. Mics are back on at the Dwayne Athletic Complex. It is a 1-1 score heading into our first 10-minute segment of overtime. Tim Devine will take his place in net nearest to us. And Devine has a floor, maybe floor is not the best term, a regiment of men in front of him. There we go. Big verbs. Or big words, not verbs. I was thinking verbs, and then I tried to say words, and it came out words. So
bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're kind of tired.
Yeah, it is. What time is it?
8:30.
That's it?
I know.
It really feels like it's been later.
It does.
Initial face-off was won initially by HGP. Picking it up is Mason Deanna. Deanna trying to track it down. That's no whistle. And Deanna pick it up along the sideline. And now a whistle goes against the Firebirds. So Deanna, who's about to inbound it, a little confused, but he's forced to go back out.
Oh.
Snapping again, lofted up in the air. Massimo Chalka back on the floor, or on the field. Chalka drops it off. Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri scored the game-winning goal on Friday night. Can he make it 2 in a row?
Oh, wow.
Cancellieri, that was a bullet pass. Only problem was it went through everybody.
Yeah, literally.
And Sean Fleming couldn't catch up to it in the corner.
If that could have been a little not as hit so hard, maybe they could have scored there.
Yeah, certainly. Here's a heave all the way up. That was a rainbow. Sharing pass to the middle. Knocked away. Great contact. To the middle again. It scores! The Firebirds take the game in overtime. It is a 2-1 final. Drop pass to the middle, and he finds the top left corner. A ridiculous game-winning goal for HGP. And Kennett is heartbroken as their record is dropped to 1-4 with yet another 1-goal loss. And more importantly, the Firebirds with a 1-goal win tonight over Kennett, their second in a row. Still waiting to see who the goal was by. There was such a crowd of people in the middle, I couldn't tell.
2 straight crazy endings. Wow.
I guess we'll find out in the postgame. 2-1 your final score from HolyGhostPrep as HGP gets credit with the overtime win over Kennett. It took them almost 60 minutes, if not longer, to score the first goal of the game. It takes them not even 90 seconds to score the game-winning goal in overtime. Your final score for the New Athletic Complex, the HolyGhostPrep Firebirds 2 and the Kennett Blue Demons 1. Your MVP of the game is whoever just scored that game-winning goal in overtime.
100%.
I still can't tell who it is. For the moment, so we can get an actual name on it, it'd be Mike Cancellieri. He followed up his brother's game-winning goal on Friday night with a goal of his own. That made it 1-0 Firebirds at the time. After that, it was Morgan Pelletier who tied the game up at 1. That one with under 15 minutes to play. But now the game-winning goal in overtime, just 90 seconds in, is the key factor in tonight's Firebird win. So that'll be it from us, from the Dwayne Athletic Complex. We'll see you tomorrow for 3:45 against Episcopal, our first afternoon stream of the year. And it'll be our third stream in 5 days. So my voice will not be as good as it usually is. But you guys will have to bear with me. If you can bear with me today, you can start to hit go live after 10 minutes. You can bear with me then. All right, I'm Caden Stewart,
I'm Steven Zaglin.
and we'll see you then in less than 24 hours for Holy Ghost Prep versus Episcopal. Thank you all for watching.
Holy Ghost Prep ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.